You're still watching Prime Morning. Over the weekend, we had the VGMA nominees. And of course, there's been a lot of reactions out there. And of course, we have to speak with Charterhouse. And so we have the PR of Charterhouse, Klah, joining us via Zoom this morning. And Ivy is also right here in the studio. He was there and he will tell us exactly what took place. But let's speak with Robert first. Good morning, Robert. Robert, kindly unmute yourself for us, okay? Hello, Robert. If you can hear, can you unmute yourself for us, please? Okay, so IB, let me come to you and then we go back to Robert.
Okay.
You were there.
I was there.
Tell us exactly what happened.
Okay, so I think it was very intimate for industry persons. A lot of industry people were there, and the fact that it was nominee, it wasn't open to the general public, but I loved the performances. 4 performances, I believe so, yes. The last one was Episode, but before Episode was Cinesoul, Lyrical Joe, and I think Celestine Donko actually opened up. I'm trying to understand if they already believe that the nomination alone is a win, like they've been saying, because immediately Artist of the Year came up and PSC Esther was in there. Everybody who happens to have something to do with the gospel fraternity all rushed to her. They were hailing her, they were videoing her, they were filming her, they were making her feel that, okay, it is a win-win for, PSC Esther. But it is a very competitive category, looking at the people in there.
Now let's talk about the people in there. We are looking at Black Sharif, we have Stonebwoy, we have Sarkodie, we have let me try and get everyone out there. So
like I was saying, and
so I have Black Sharif is in there.
Yes.
Stonebwoy, Sarkodie, Kim Promise, Kamido. Now Kamido has really worked hard. That song is one of his biggest, it's actually his biggest hits.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have Kitty in there as well. There's PSC Esther and there's Joe Metal.
Yes. And you can see that all these people under the year of review have actually put in the work. They have put in a lot of work. Have they put
in the work more than PSC Esther has?
Okay, let's take it from the top. Black Sharif.
Good.
Black Sharif, globally, he has been it. Even to the extent that he had a song, he had a feature in Creed 3. Yeah. Now we know how the number of, how Creed 3 has actually made a lot of, good names and good critics coming in. Black Sharif is in there, coupled to the fact that on the global front, he's been tremendous. He was at the Wireless concert. He has been promoting himself very well here. He is the name on everybody's lips.
Right.
Look at Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy, by far, arguably, yes, he is the biggest musical export from Ghana. He's marking it all. Sarkodie, the name says it, landlord. When it comes to Ghana, when you're in Ghana, Sarkodie is the name on everybody's lips. When outside too, Kim Promise has also worked very well. Kamido has had a wonderful year. Kitty, what I say, has had a wonderful year.
Well, a little bit of mixed reaction. And when I saw, listen, I love Kitty to bits, but when I saw him in that category, I asked myself a few questions because I haven't seen Kitty as active as he was last year when he won the Artist of the Year. It was a deserving. It was time for him to win. But does he deserve to be in this category?
He deserves to be in this category because he has still worked. He has still kept the Kitty brand as top of mind awareness for a lot of people. That if we want to talk of, top 5 artists in Ghana, Kitty will be in there. So he has kept the brand alive. PSC Esther, the song YMA is on the lips of everybody. On the lips of everybody. Now let's look at this. Joe Metal, undoubtedly, yes, he's been it. Now this is where Artist of the Year comes to play. You are the marketable artist to the global front. It is not only in Ghana. To the global front, you are the one who is going to spearhead all Ghanaian musicians or even the Ghanaian music to the global front. Now, who amongst these people would you say has been done tremendously well pushing Ghana to the global front? That is where the discuss should be.
So you see, I'm liking where you are taking it from, but let's speak with Robert. And then when we come back, we'll definitely find out, with regards to your angle, if that works in here. Okay. So Robert, good morning. Robert, kindly unmute yourself for us this morning, okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Klah. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you too?
Fantastic. We know you haven't slept. I mean, it's been quite a working weekend for you, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been.
Let's talk about.
A very busy morning.
We can tell. We can tell. Let's talk about the nominations. Of course, that's what everybody is talking about now. What did you take into consideration for somebody to be nominated into a category?
Okay, so with respect to the nominations, I think there are about 3 different categories or 3 different groups and the criteria that we use. So there's one particular group that we use: the streams, the streets, and on-air play, and on-air personality, insights, and information. So by streets, streams, on-air play, we're talking about the songs that require popularity or required to be popular to be able to be nominated in the VGMA. So by this, when we talk about maybe the most popular song of the year, or we're talking about a particular song for the various genres, so whether it's Afro-pop, Afro-beats, high life, so that's what we look at: the streams, the streets, and then obviously the on-air play, and then insights from people who are within the space. So that's one. Then we have the other category that deals with artistry. So for artistry, we are talking about gospel artists of the year, we're talking about high life artists of the year, any of those elements, the artistry. So it's about the things you do other than the song itself. Basically, things that you do to project your image, things you do that makes you feel established and we feel your influence and your dominance within the year. And the review. So those are the elements that goes into that particular one. And then we also have the technical categories that the technical experts review it based on the technicalities within the music industry to be able to evaluate and say clearly that these are qualified to be here or not here. So these are the kind of general groupings that we have. So when you start the project where we call for entries, immediately we call for entries. Our research teams are usually engaged, and the research teams begin to provide us with information in all of the areas or all of the categories we are looking for. So once we get the research information from the streets, from on-air personalities, from committees that we set up to have various conversations, and then from the streaming platforms, etc., we put them all together, and then we begin to cut down. So you have a huge basket to cut down, and after cutting down, you will submit based on everything you have. The board will also review it, and when the board does a review.
Hello, Robert?
So when the board does the review, then we now quickly, get into those who deserve to be nominated. And then once that has been done, your information is shared with the general public.
Okay. Now, every time there's nomination, we do get people coming out on social media to talk about the fact that they did submit. They feel that they did so well that year in review. However, VGMA did not nominate them. A typical example is Celestine Donko. Her husband has come on social media to talk about the fact that his wife's song, The Final Say, didn't get into the category of the most popular song of the year. He says they have a lot of views, and you said you look at the streams and the views as well. Did you take that into consideration when you were, nominating for the most popular song category?
What has been said applies to every song. So if it didn't make the cut, then it means it didn't make the cut based on the criteria that I have shared.
Okay, let's talk about, selecting the artists of the year. IB and I were just having a conversation with regards to that, how you selected. You are looking at the people who have taken Ghana to the global front. Is that what it is? Or what do we look at when we are selecting the artists of the year in particular?
You're looking at performance of an artist based on songs and based on what they've done in terms of artistry. So everything counts. You're looking at your dominance locally. You're looking at your international exploits, how much of exportation you've done in favor of Ghana. You're looking at your influence. You're looking at where you were. If you were at 0.0 and then you are now at 0.29, it means there's a huge growth in your life or in your project. And then we are looking at, so basically everything comes to play. Everything comes to play. So we put all of these things together and we decide a number of people that we want to put in a particular category. So you keep on slashing until you have the number that we want, and then the board makes a decision, and then we move ahead with it. So all the things within the space of music in terms of work done really matters when it comes to that particular category. So these are the things that are usually factored.
Okay.
So yes, IB mentioned exports. Yes, it is one of the things that we also look at.
Okay. Now let's talk about the voting process as well. Votes from the public and votes from the board. What is the percentages like?
Okay, so for this year, the voting, the board is going to have 40%.
Okay, we'll try and get Robert back, but I think he was saying the board is having 40%, and the general public will have 60%. Yes. Robert, if you can hear us.
No, general public will have 30.
30, and then the academy will have 30.
General public will have 30.
General public has 30. Okay, board has 40, and then
academy
will also have 30.
Let's talk about the academy. Who constitutes this academy? Who and who?
Academy are made up of industry personalities across the country.
Okay, all right. That are handpicked by the organizers?
Yes, they are handpicked by organizers. Yes.
And how many people make this academy?
Oh, there are hundreds. I'll have to check the number and then get back to you, but there are over 100.
Over 100, okay. All right. That's great to hear. Robert, thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. And for the general public who wants to start voting, has voting commenced?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've instituted for this particular year is the
How I wish I could get, you know, when I'm getting vital information and the network breaks, I go like, oh, I'll be cringing because that information, I don't want to miss out on it. Robert, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that we have a one week window for omissions and omissions and corrections. Okay. So what it means is that having released these nominees, they are provisional and automatically become active from 1 week. All right. So during this particular 1 week period, if, for example, there are any omissions that have been made or anything that needs to be corrected based on data that you have or anything that we've done that clearly has a question mark. Maybe there's somebody supposed to be credited, we fail to credit that person. You know, because sometimes what happens is that we rest on people's information that we have that we use to operate comes from the public, and sometimes they don't share all the info. And it is only when we've done the publication that we have people coming to us and saying, well, they worked on this project, they should have been credited and all of that. So what we are doing is that 1 week window that gives people opportunity to be able to reach out to us on info@GhanaMusicAwards.com and clearly share with us if, you know, there's anything that we need to be able to include, anything that needs to be removed or corrected whatsoever. Otherwise, after 1 week, everything holds and then we run with it.
So what if you have people coming at your doorstep saying that you should nominate a particular person who is not been nominated in that category? Are you going to do that?
You feel you can submit, but whatever criteria we use will still be used.
Okay, all right. But there's a possibility that the person might be nominated depending on, you know, the push from the people, right?
Well, that's why I've described the system to you, how we work. We are still going to apply that.
Okay. All right.
But more important, so you just have to be, you know, clear that this is exactly what you are doing for. But most important thing, if we've omitted anybody that needs to be given the necessary credit, we need to be able to know. And if there's any information there that is not factual and people want to challenge, that's fine. We also want to be able to get that information.
All right, Robert. Thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. Super grateful. You have a fantastic day. All right, so I've been speaking with Robert Klah, who is the PRO for Charterhouse. IB, you were there. We were discussing the Artist of the Year.
So you heard that you have to be impactful. It is not only what you do with the music or with your song. Away from the song, you have to be a brand that you be a top of mind awareness. You have to be a brand that that you may have imparted to the general populace that they know you and they will cry your name out anytime, any day.
Right.
Now, like I said,
but when you look at the list, everybody on there will have the general public crying their name.
Okay.
I mean, I will cry for Black Sherif, I will cry for Sarkodie, I'll cry for Stonebwoy. I love Stonebwoy to bits. I'll definitely be crying for Kitty because, you know, Kitty is my boy, he's my guy, I got his back, he's got my back.
Who has had the global influence the most?
So, no, I'm just saying,
yeah,
you know, and then Kamido, hey, that song is a song that I jive to all the time. Joe Metal, you know, he never disappoints. I'm looking at PSA Esther, the only woman standing. Who, in Ghana, locally, if I look at all these people in this category, I'll say she's worked harder locally than any of them. When we go global, that is where the issue is, for me. That's what I said, for me. When we go global, that is where the issue is.
Yes.
And I agree with you on that.
Good.
You know.
So at least now we can even, with the global front, even do some statistical elimination over there. You get it. On the global front, Kamido has done incredibly well. To the fact that in India, people are singing the song. They know the song. They dance to the song. Well, Kitty, we already know what he has done from the previous year till now, and he is still having his name there. Yes, Kim Promise has also been good. Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, don't even mention it. They're already there.
They are like legends.
Yes. Black Sherif. Kamido's song has done well, but Black Sherif, apart from his song, people even want to see him on the global front. He has done it all. So, to be honest with you, keenly
it's a very keenly contested race. I'll go for these two. That will be my two. Will be Black Sherif and PSA Esther. Reason being that yes, when we talk about not woman power.
Okay.
Fact is when we come to Black Sherif. Okay. Now he is globally known. Okay. But when we come to Ghana here, the people that can sing Black Sherif songs are there. Personally, I love his songs, but I can't really sing to his songs. Okay. But you have probably almost everybody who sings to Black Sherif's song can sing to PSA Esther's song.
Yes.
So now you are having PSA Esther's song cutting across almost everybody's lips. Because anybody who can sing Black Sherif's song can sing PSA Esther's song. But there's not everybody who can sing PSA Esther's song wong who can sing Black Sherif's song.
Now there's another catch. PSA Esther's song. How many songs can you sing from that album?
It's a single.
It's a single. Well, that is the single that is putting it there. Now let's look at Black Sherif's album. How many songs have you heard that you love that people can actually sing? Let's look at Kamido. All these things also count. And a lot of people have been complaining why Kofi Kinata has never been in the Artist of the Year or anything like that. You see, albums also count. EPs also count. All these things constitute to it. And I just want to hope that people like us elsewhere will be able to send this information well, especially when they hear people talking about, if you don't have an album, automatically you getting here will be somewhat difficult. Much more winning. Because Artist of the Year, you are the one spearheading all artists. How can you spearhead all artists when you don't have an album? Have you thought of it?
Right, that's what. But Robert never mentioned an album.
Yes, he mentioned the three top.
Yes,
but these are other things they look at. It might not be the top, but there are other things that also come into play.
So why don't they say it out there? Why don't they put it in the public domain so that if I have a single, then I know that somebody with an album has a higher advantage over me?
It doesn't. You are a musician. Yes, you have singles. But if it comes to the body of work, is it the singles that you're going to be presenting? So you see, these are little technicalities. As a musician yourself, you will tick all these boxes. Now let's come back to this. Very exciting. To be honest with you,
it's going to be a tough race, I must say.
This year is going to be exciting.
It's the toughest race so far. I don't think last year was as tough as this year.
On the 13th of May, we are going to see a lot of hopes being dashed. A lot of people won't be happy already. A lot of people, a few people are not happy with even the nominations. Now, if we get...
It's always been like that.
So you see, they will say that, our awards are not my lookout, but yes, still, when they are not nominated, you will get the rant and rave.
Anyway, we wish them the very best. On the 13th of May, may the best one win. But talking about the Gospel Song of the Year, that category is just a category that I don't know if I should vote or not, because all my favorites are in there. And I said, like, you know, out there, I have personal relationship with all of them. And I sing to all their songs. So I don't know what I should do right now. And I know most people are feeling the same. But Ivy, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome, Sue.
And your pick on here, the Artist of the Year.
Hey. Charlie, let's leave it.
Let's leave it.
Let's leave it.